Use the most efficient method to solve x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. We can't factor this polynomial. If we tried, we would be unfoiling and looking for two numbers that had a product of 1 and a sum of 3. And there are no integers that have a product of 1 and a sum of 3. So in this case, we are going to default to the quadratic formula. So in this case, a equals 1, b equals 3, and c equals 1. Let's remind ourselves of the quadratic formula. We have x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now let's start plugging things in. We start with the opposite of b, and since b is 3, the opposite of b is negative 3. Then plus or minus the square root of b squared. Well, 3 squared is 9, so b squared is 9, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 1, all over 2 times a, which is 1. Now we're going to look underneath that radical. We've got negative 3 plus or minus the square root of, well, 4 times 1 is just going to be 4. So this is going to be 9 minus 4. And in the denominator, 2 times 1 is 2. And so we've got negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 5, because 9 minus 4 is 5, all over 2. And in this situation, there's nothing else we can do to reduce. 5 isn't a perfect square, and it doesn't contain any perfect square factors, so that's as simplified as it gets. We could split this up into two different fractions, but there's not going to be anything that cancels or reduces. So this is as good as we're going to get. And so our final answer is x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 5 all over 2.